Assalamu alaikum students. The second lecture for related to principles of communication system deals with general expression for angle modulation and narrow band frequency modulation. It covers both CLOs, CLO1 and CLO2, and this topic is present in your textbook and the section number is 5.2. In this lecture, the contents are as follows. We will start with the general expression for FM signal, and then we will also study the single tone FM signal. Then after that, we will study general expression for PM signal along with single tone PM. Then we will move on to the next topic, which is related to types of FM. And in this lecture we will be studying narrowband FM. We will study its general expression, spectrum, power and bandwidth. Now the first topic of today's lecture is general expression of FM signal. If we know that the carrier signal is given as C of t is equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus phi. Here phi is the phase and fc is the carrier frequency. We can replace this angle with theta of t, so this would be the total angle. Now if we are talking about frequency modulation, then this phase is constant and only fc will be changing. If now we can differentiate both sides of this equation with respect to t, and it would this equation would become d theta of t over d3 is equal to 2 pi fc, and this is constant, so it will be 0. If we are talking about instantaneous frequency and we denote it with fi, then above expression can be written as d theta I of t. It would be instantaneous angle is equal to 2 pi fi, because now we are replacing this fc, which is carrier frequency at a particular instant, with the fi, that is instantaneous frequency. We can give equation number 1 to this equation. Now if we integrate equation 1 with respect to time, then this d over dt will be cancelled out, and on the left hand side of the equation we will have theta I of t. Now we have to integrate 2 pi fi of t with respect to time. We know fi is equal to fc plus kf into m of t from the previous lecture. We can integrate it from 0 to t. T shows that any time instant, so it will be the range of our integration. Now on this side, if we open this brackets, then our integration can be divided into these two parts. So fc, this side can be written as 2 pi fc, because fc is constant with respect to time, and within brackets we will have t minus 0, so this term will become 2 pi fc of t. On the other side of the equation we have 2 pi 0 to 2 kf m of t into dt. Kf is constant, so we can write 2 pi kf. Now mt, this mt is unknown, so on the whole or in generic we can write theta I of t equal to 2 pi fc of t plus 2 pi kf 0 to t m of t into dt. So this is instantaneous angle for FM signal. Now we know the general expression for FM signal. It is SFM of t is equal to AC cos theta I of t. So if we put equation 2 in equation 3, then this equation, this will be our general expression of FM signal. So we can write it like this. Here we are writing the value or equation of theta I of t into equation 3. So this is basically general expression. Now if we talk about single tone FM, then we can start from this point and we can say that we know the general expression for FM signal. It is equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf 0 to t m of t into dt. Now we can assume that m of t is equal to am cos 2 pi fm of t. So this above equation can be written as AC cos 2 pi fct plus 2 pi kf, and we can write m of t. Instead of m of t we can write am cos 2 pi fm t. So this will be our equation. Now if we integrate this equation or this part with respect to time, then we know that integration of cos is sine, so it would convert into cos. Instead of cos it will convert into sine 2 pi fm into t over 2 pi fm. The remaining constant will be 2 pi kf into am, and this is the other part of the equation. So this 2 pi will be cancelled out with this 2 pi, and we will left with kf am over fm. So this is our frequency sensitivity of frequency modulator. This is amplitude of the signal and message signal, and fm is frequency of the message signal. Instead of writing this whole, we can replace this with a single term and with beta. So this beta is basically modulation index. From the previous lecture we know that kf into am is equal to delta f, that is frequency deviation constant. So this frequency deviation, so this beta can also be written as delta f over fm. So the equation for general expression of single tone fm can will become sfm of t is equal to ac cos 2 pi fct plus beta. Beta is equal to delta f over fm, or kf into am over fm, and this is sine 2 pi fm of t. Now move on to general expression of phase modulated signal. The carrier signal is AC cos 2 pi fc of t, and after phase modulation we have AC cos 2 pi fct plus phi of t. So here phi of t is equal to kp into m of t. Kp is phase sensitivity of the phase modulator, and instead of f phi of t we can write kp into m of t in this equation. So this will become our general expression for PM signal. Now we can assume m of t is equal to am cos 2 pi fm t for single tone modulation, but before going to that part we should know what is the formula of maximum phase deviation, which can be represented as delta phi. It will definitely be maximum of f of phi of t. So phi of t is equal to kp m of t, and maximum of kp into m of t is equal to kp into am. So this is phase sensitivity of a phase modulator, and am is the amplitude of the signal. So this is maximum phase deviation of our signal, and it will be represented in radians. So now we can find the expression for single tone phase modulation. We can assume m of t is equal to am cos 2 pi fm into t. Now we know that SPM, that is phase modulated signal, is comprised of AC cos 2 pi fct plus kp into m of t. So we can write am cos 2 pi fm into t instead of m of t, and this term kp into am can be replaced with beta, which is again modulation index of phase modulation. So here we can say that maximum phase deviation, that is delta phi, and modulation index, that is beta, are equal and independent of message signal frequency variation. So this modulation index is not depending on frequency variation. I mean it is independent that how message signal's frequency is changing, but it is depending on the amplitude of the message signal. So this is all about single tone phase modulation. Now if we compare the general expression of PM and FM, as I have written it over here, as PM of t is equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus beta cos 2 pi fm into 2, and as fm is equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus beta sin 2 pi fmt. So by looking at the equations, we can observe that both of these equations are same except 90 degrees phase shift at massed frequency component. This is the massed frequency component, and in phase modulation case we have cosine term, whereas in frequency modulation case we have sine term. Otherwise both of these equations are same. So from this we can deduce that these expressions are same, and the only shift we are getting is of 90 degrees, and this shift is related to massed frequency component. So this is related to the waveform, PM waveform, and this is our M of t, which is of low frequency. Then we have C of t, which has high frequency. So when we modulate this massed frequency, and the modulation is phase modulation, then we can observe that as the amplitude is increasing, the frequency or the phase is, or the frequency is increasing. Actually in graphical terms it is not possible to show the phase difference, but phase of the signal changes, and when the amplitude variations are less, or we are moving towards or the amplitude of the signal is decreasing, then we have the changes also changing. So apparently it is very difficult to judge that whether this waveform is representing frequency modulation or phase modulation. So because the changes in the phase are not easy to judge through graph. So the next topic is related to the relationship of PM and FM. Here we are studying that how we can generate phase modulated signal from FM, and how we can generate FM from PM. So these are the two equations, of the basic equations for PM, phase modulated waveform, and frequency modulated waveform. So if we have frequency modulator, then M of t will be the input and C of t will be the carrier signal, and at the output of this frequency modulator we will have a frequency modulated signal. Okay, now what we want to do, हम ये चाहते हैं कि हम इनपुट सिग्नल को बेसिकली जो हमारा इनपुट सिग्नल है उसको फ्रीक्वेंसी मॉड्यूलेटर में से पास कराएं, लेकिन हमारे पास आउटपुट पे फेज़ मॉड्यूलेटर आए। अब आप ये देखें कि फेज़ मॉड्यूलेटर में एम ऑफ टी के साथ ना तो इंटीग्रेशन की टर्म है, ना किसी किस्म की डिफ्रेंसिएशन की टर्म है, लेकिन एफएम में हमारे पास इंटेग्रल आ रहा है। सो इसका मतलब है कि अगर हमारा सिग्नल एफएम मॉड्यूलेटर में से पास होगा तो उसके साथ इंटीग्रेशन होगी, लेकिन हमें ये इंटीग्रेशन पीएम के सिनेरियो में नहीं चाहिए। अब हमें ये पता है कि इंटीग्रेशन के इफ़ेक्ट को ख़त्म करने के लिए हमें डिफरेंशिएटर यूज़ करना पड़ता है। तो अगर मैं एम ऑफ टी को डिफरेंशिएटर में से पास करूं तो मेरा सिग्नल डिफरेंशिएटेड सिग्नल बन जाएगा, और जब वो फ्रीक्वेंसी मॉड्यूलेटर में से फर्दर पास होगा तो ये इंटीग्रेशन इस डिफरेंशिएटर के साथ कैंसिल आउट हो जाएगी, और एंड पे मेरे पास फेज़ मॉड्यूलेटेड सिग्नल आ जाएगा, क्योंकि मेरा ये इंटीग्रल जो है वो एलिमिनेट हो जाएगा और मुझे पीएम के केस में किसी किस्म का इंटीग्रल नहीं चाहिए था। ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से हमने बेसिकली पीएम जनरेट कराया है फ्रीक्वेंसी मॉड्यूलेटर को यूज़ करते हुए। अब हम क्या चाह रहे हैं कि हम एफएम जनरेट कराना चाह रहे हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ फेज़ मॉड्यूलेटर। सो अब मुझे ये पता है कि फेज़ मॉड्यूलेटर में मेरे पास किसी किस्म की इंटीग्रेशन की टर्म नहीं होती, लेकिन फ्रीक्वेंसी मॉड्यूलेटर के एक्सप्रेशन में मेरे पास इंटेग्रल है। इसका मतलब है कि अब मुझे इंस्टेड ऑफ पासिंग सिंपल एम ऑफ टी थ्रू फेज़ मॉड्यूलेटर, आई विल हैव टू पास दिस एम ऑफ टी फर्स्ट थ्रू द इंटीग्रेटर, एंड दिस एम ऑफ टी विल बिकम इंटेग्रल एम ऑफ टी, एंड नाउ व्हेन दिस इंटेग्रल एम ऑफ टी विल पास थ्रू a phase modulator, then I will get integral m of t, and this equation will become equal to frequency modulated signal. So in this way I can generate PM signal from FM and FM signal from PM. So that's all for general expression of PM and FM, and now we are moving on to the next topic, which is basically related to different types of FM signal. The first type which we are covering in today's lecture is narrowband FM, which can be denoted as NBFM. So depending on the value of modulation index, FM is classified as narrowband FM and wideband FM. So if the modulation index value is less than or equal to 1, then we can say this is narrowband FM, and if modulation index is greater than 1, then we can say this FM is wideband FM. We know that the general expression for single tone FM can be given as AC cos 2 pi FCT plus beta sine 2 pi FMT. So by using different trigonometric identities or formulas, I can open this cos, which is equal to cos A plus B. I can open it like cos A cos B minus sine A sine B. So this will be the expanded expression. This is bigger term, so I can replace it with small term, that is theta. So my expression will become AC cos 2 pi FCD into cos theta and minus AC sine 2 pi FCD into sine theta. We know that for narrowband FM, beta is very small, and I can assume that it is so small that if it multiplies with any term, then that term will also become very small. So beta is small and theta is small because of beta. So for smaller values of beta, theta is small. So from this we can derive these expressions, that cos theta is because theta is very small, and if it is such small that it is basically approaching to 0, then I know that cos 0 is approximately equal to 1. And then on the other side, if theta is very small, that it is approaching 0, then I know that sine 0 is basically equal to 0. So sine theta will also equal to theta. अब देखिए हम जो हमारे पास एक्सप्रेशन है उसको हम स्टेज पे इसके इक्वल लिख सकते हैं. आई एम बेसिकली रिपीटिंग दिस एक्सप्रेशन अगेन जस्ट टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड. अब अगर मैं ये कहूँ कि cos 0 इज इक्वल टू 1, obviously cos 0 1 के इक्वल होता है. so theta is very small, so it means it is again approximately equal to 1. अब अगर sin 0 जो है वो 0 के इक्वल है, और मुझे इसका मतलब है कि यहाँ पे अगर 0 को अप्रोच किया जाए तो sin के केस में वो 0 को ही उसी टर्म को वो रिज़ल्ट में वही टर्म देता है. तो अगर मेरे पास sin थीटा होगा तो मैं उसको रिप्लेस कर सकती हूँ थीटा के साथ. अब यहाँ पे मैंने cos थीटा की जगह पे 1 लिख दिया है, और साइन थीटा की जगह पे थीटा का एक्सप्रेशन आ जाएगा, विच इज़ इक्वल टू बीटा साइन 2 बाई FM into t. So now again I can use product to sum formula, and I can open this. This is basically sine A into sine B, which is equal to 1 over 2 cos A minus B minus 1 over 2 cos A plus B. So this will be our modulate carrier signal or unmodulated carrier, and here we have these two expressions. Here the frequencies are subtracted and here frequencies are adding. So one of these terms is basically upper sideband and this is lower sideband, and if we match it with the expression of standard AM, then standard AM expression can be written like this. So here all the terms are same except these signs. Here if we look at here in narrowband FM, the lower sideband has minus term and upper sideband has plus term, whereas in AM lower sideband and upper sideband both have plus sign. So it means expression of AM and narrowband FM will be same except 180 degrees phase shift at lower sideband frequency component. So the upper sidebands are same, here plus and here again plus, but the lower sideband here we have minus and this is plus, so it is showing 180 degrees phase shift for lower sideband components between when we compare narrowband FM with AM. So this is showing the spectrum of AM and narrowband FM here, and we are only considering the positive side of the spectrum. So on the positive side, one term is upper sideband and the second term is lower sideband, and here we have centered frequency component and center carrier frequency, and the amplitude of this centered frequency component is AC over T as shown in the previous equation, and this upper sideband component has this impulse has AC mu over 4 and lower sideband impulse has AC mu over 4. This is the spectrum for AM signal. Now on the same lines we can draw spectrum for narrowband FM. So but we know that all terms are same except the phase shift at lower sideband. So here we have plus with lower sideband component, so this this impulse is on the upper side, but here we have minus with AC mu over 4, so it will be on the lower side. So this is lower sideband component with 180 degrees shift as compared with the lower sideband component of AM signal. So these two figures are showing the difference between the spectrums of AM and narrowband FM. Now we can also calculate the power of narrowband FM. So we know that PT in case of AM, the power is power can be calculated as PT is equal to PC carrier power plus upper sideband power and lower sideband power. So this PC is AC square over 2R because this is the constant or amplitude of carrier sum. So this is AC square over 2R. You can refer to the previous lectures related to amplitude modulation, where we have calculated this power for amplitude modulation in detail, and there we have basically derived the expression. So the power for upper sideband and lower sideband is AC square beta square, which is modulation index over 8R. So if we write expression these values in this expression, then we get the transmitted power equal to PC1 plus beta square over 2, and this power is exactly equal to the AM power. So the bandwidth of FM, narrowband FM, is 2 FM, and it is similar to the standard AM because the expression for both narrowband FM and standard AM are similar. We have one unmodulated carrier, then we have one upper sideband and one lower sideband component. So the spectrum of these two techniques are similar. That's why the bandwidth requirement are also similar. So at this stage, after studying narrowband FM, we can derive some points. The first one is bandwidth and power requirements of narrowband FM are similar to AM because we have seen that the bandwidth requirement for AM is 2 FM, which is similar to narrowband FM, and the power requirements are all again same in both cases. Now because of this similarity with the AM, because narrowband FM is very similar with AM, it is because of this reason that we have given least importance to narrowband FM and as compared with the wideband FM. So if we compare wideband FM with narrowband FM, then narrowband FM has less importance because of its similarity with AM signal. So that's all for today's lecture. In next lecture we will discuss wideband frequency modulation.